Blessings on this Dia de los Muertos and the time when we are able to tap into the other side with a lot more ease since the veil is at its thinnest. And this energy is going to be carrying through over the next couple of days. So it's a wonderful time to connect with your roots, connect with your ancestors, give gratitude for the harvest, also gratitude for the lessons that were learned from the things that are being released, the old cycles that are closing. This new moon in Scorpio that we have today is a potent initiatory gateway. I wanted to drop in with all of you and just share a little bit about this particular lunar cycle that will be culminating with the full moon that comes in on the November 15th in the sign of Taurus. That's going to be 4 days before Pluto makes its transit back into Aquarius for the long haul. So very interesting juncture that we are arriving at here. There are some difficult aspects with this particular lunar cycle, but there's also a lot of positive aspects that tend to outweigh the negative. So I have a feeling we're going to pull this one off, okay, collective? And I wanted to jump in first by just talking briefly about the astrology connected with this particular lunar cycle. The Scorpio New Moon is coming in positively aspected Saturn. This means we can really pull from the Saturnian qualities of discipline, getting down to the brass tacks of what we need to do, actually taking charge, setting up some structures, setting up our routine so it best supports what we want to bring forward. And we do want to focus on this because we are being asked at this time to make known our best version of ourselves, our highest vision, and what we're wanting to contribute to the collective as we move forward. You see, stepping into the age of Aquarius is a collective effort. It is not just about one takes all or only a few move forward. It's how can we all move forward into this expansion together. And it's interesting that this component comes in because this Scorpio new moon is sort of pitted against those themes. It's pitted against the themes of the collective versus the individual, and especially in terms of power dynamics. So do look for more of this to start to crop up in your life. It's going on a grander scale, but you will definitely be feeling this influence with Mars opposite Pluto, okay? So, you know, things could go south quite quickly if you do not exercise a certain level of stoicism as you move through this lunar cycle. So really pull from the Saturn in your chart. Also be aware of sort of the penalty box of where you have Saturn placed in your chart. What sign is your Saturn in, and what house is your Saturn in? This might give you some clues about where you need to exercise a little bit more focus and getting down to the nuts and bolts of things, having some structure, some routine, and getting work done that maybe has been left undone for far too long. This would be a good way to focus and channel the energy. Any way that you can take on some kind of discipline during this cycle, I strongly encourage you to do so. You want to move into a place of self-mastery. Alchemy of the soul is the key for moving forward in this cycle. So it's not about what is going on around you, outside of you, though that can pull your attention, though that can distract you. Your goal is to pay attention to the details and mind what is happening within your own little microcosm of this macrocosm here. It's so significant at this time. This new moon is coming in 9 degrees Scorpio, and 9 degrees Scorpio is the Sabian symbol of dental work. Yes, destruction and repair is what we're looking at here. We got to unravel everything that is built on a faulty foundation, and we have to put a new foundation in place. We have to strengthen our steps as we move forward. So this is very important. This is all about practicality, okay? Practicality is the order of the day if we are to bring our loftiest visions to root in our material reality. Don't ignore this essential detail. It's so important. Our means of expansion is Sabian symbol for Aries 13 degrees, and this is an unsuccessful bomb explosion, all right? So this means, in some way that we acted up socially, or some way we're trying to push our agenda forward on a social level, just really took a flop here. This can be due to immaturity and frustration. The combination of the two leads to impulsivity, recklessness, and this is why it's so essential that we focus on really getting ourselves in line, sort of, doing our own internal chores here if we want to go to the ball. It's not about micromanaging the work that others have to do, because each of us really need to hold ourselves accountable at this time, and also be aware of the little details, the tricky details. The devil is in the details. Okay, so this is significant at this time. Now, that's kind of tough. Mars opposite Pluto isn't fun, because it shows that we're going to be moving through extremes. Do look for things to become more polarized, and it has a very climaxing buildup that will really hit home on November 3rd. So especially in terms of what's going on in the political arena, do look for that to reach a fever pitch. People are really going to be showing and demonstrating those dividing lines, okay? It will get extreme. Just be prepared for that. You already think it's a circus show? Oh, we haven't seen nothing yet. There's more to come in regard to that. So, hunker down, okay? Focus on your stability, focus on your routine, focus on your grounding. And like I was saying, if you want to pick up a disciplined practice during this lunar cycle, it will support you so much, whether that is meditation, or perhaps a martial art, or maybe doing some kind of project, putting your energy into a project that you've been saying you were going to do that for a long time, but you haven't gotten around to it. And if you haven't heard yet, because you haven't seen me post it on the community board, or if you're new here, welcome. If you're new here, wonderful to have you. We do have a free community panchakarma going on right now for Vata season. It's called Roots with Wings, and you can find it on the Roots Ayurveda blogspot.com, okay? And there's all kinds of steps you can take to exercise a disciplined practice in your life that will also really root you, ground you out as you move into expansion, and will put you in harmony with the flow of the season, Vata season, okay? And you can have extra support if you want. You can join members. I go there live every week, and we talk about what's going on with the lessons. But there's 6 lessons. It's free, and it'll carry you through if you just go through the lesson week by week with what's on the blog, and you can start at any point. I launched it last week. It's a course that I put together in my Dosha Discovery series, okay? So lots of practices there that can be grounding and anchoring. That's a free resource to you. So you should take me up on it, okay? And if you want additional support, you can get it in members on the community level, but it's not required. I mean, everything is fully outlined there for you. And that would be a wonderful way to establish a real supportive routine that will give you a strong foundation, keep you focused, and also really working on mastering the lower impulses and elevating your own energy. Okay, it really is the way to move forward in this cycle, to not get distracted, and also where you are focusing on what your highest vision is, ask yourself, sort of weigh against that polarity there. Does your highest vision only consider you and your desires? If so, you're probably not quite at your highest vision yet. All right, so do be mindful of this. We do have some positive aspects, though, and the positive aspects far outweigh the negative aspects in this cycle. So we got a little assistance coming in here. We do have the sun conjunct the moon, so this is like clean slate energy. This is a time when we can really draw a line under the past as we prepare to move forward in an empowered way, in an emboldened way, where our spirits are sort of stirred and we're invested in a vision that we want to see come to fruition in our life, because it's something that feels like a contribution, okay? And a lot of you will be lining up to this sense of, I have a contribution to make, really understanding what that contribution is for you. And we also have the moon trine Saturn, so this will really help us in sort of activating that rooting, that grounding we need, not only for ourselves and our physical body, but also for our loftiest visions, sort of bringing them down to earth and really rooting them so they can manifest and they don't just sort of stay drifting in our imagination, okay? This is important at this time. And the loftier the vision, just give it stronger roots, man, because anything really is possible at this time, as long as you stay connected to the dreamer within you. We got Mercury trine Mars. This makes us very persuasive and convincing. So you got the gift for gab, work with it, all right? And do look where you have Jupiter and Gemini in your chart. We know that we have Gemini hosting Jupiter, which is Sagittarius' ruler. It's all about moving into that expansion and optimism and having a philosophical view of life, but it's directly influencing our communication. So those two placements are important too, as well as the houses they are in, not just the sign. Do look at those areas of your chart, because it can alert you to where you have a certain gift for gab, a way to sort of sway things your way through your communication, or maybe where you need to exercise some of that in your communication. Okay, so check that out. And yeah, this will help us find a way through for sure, right? So this is the order of the day. The harshest aspects are coming in for the signs of Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And these reflect qualities of anxiety, worry about the future, worry about what was done, worry about how do I show up now in this situation, as well as gossip, people kind of running their mouth, being invasive in private matters, feeling sorry for yourself, having that Eeyore syndrome. You know, we want to sort of shake that out and understand that everybody is moving through challenges at this time. It's something we're collectively moving through, and we best move through it when we don't pull from the lower nature. So do look for there to be a fair share of selfishness in this mix, arrogance, cowardly behavior, people who want to nag, people who want to be critical, but they're not doing anything for themselves. So don't take on projections, okay? I do think that the overtone of things is a little bit boring in that regard, because this is stuff that's just been sort of like on repeat here. So don't get mired in the minutia. All right? Don't pay attention to the social protests. Stay focused on yourself and making sure that you're bringing yourself into alignment, and you're sort of scanning yourself for your own BS and your sabotaging influences and the ways that you can act out of those lower natures. Don't project on the other at this time. I did pick up very strongly Shanadesi, which is the spirit keeper of the south wind. South is the direction of the serpent and shedding the skins and the power of transformation. It's also that fire test of truth. It also brings in the rebirth energy. We know that what we shed, what we release, is the impetus for how we rise, like the phoenix as we head on up to that north node and that place where our blessings are secured and await us, as long as we don't trip ourselves up. Okay, so this trickster medicine is nigh, and the spirit keeper of that southern wind is the coyote. Okay, so we do have to be aware of the ways that we can undermine ourselves by not being conscious of our subconscious motivations. Okay, so make sure you're staying connected to your own internal process here. This new moon also aligns with the northern crown of the corona borealis. So this will bring a distinctly Venus, Mercury signature forward. It allows us to have an opportunity to move into a position of command. This means you can't pass the buck. And it also means you can't sort of point the finger, blame others for how things have turned out, or not accept your personal responsibility. If you want to be in a position of command, then you have to take command of your own creative energy, your own desires, your own actions, and really call yourself to the mat. That's what Saturn would do, right? So you want to work with a bit of that discipline in good measure here. I'm going to get an overarching theme for us here. And then I'm going to dive into just getting a little mini read, just a bite, okay? Just a bite for some keys, okay? To help you out during this lunar cycle for each sign. We'll just go off here for a minute, see what's coming in. Overarching theme here. You see, that harvest is already secured with Armbrock here. There is sweetness and synergy on offer, especially through your communication. So do be mindful how you are connecting with people. How are you communicating with others? And if you communicate in such a way where you're only trying to get your needs met in this cycle, and you are not tending to your own needs, or you're not considering the desires of others, this is going to create friction. It's going to be difficult to move people out of that sort of polarized space. You have to remember, this is building up to a full moon in Taurus, okay? So people are going to be in a position where they can be a little bit more fixed. They can be stubborn. They want what they want, okay? And also, you know, they have their own sense of value. So you have to appeal to more of a collective kind of mindset here. There's enough for everybody to eat. And that is what brings everything into this place of sweetness and synergy. But this is a very good sign as the basis of the matter that we are moving into alignment with a harvest here. And it's something that feeds all, nourishes all. This is wonderful energy to open up with. One more overarching theme for the collective, and you know how we do. Then we'll do a split of the deck just to sort of cap it off, to give us like a focal point. Aha, vampire, emotional intelligence, okay? So yes, this is about being aware of the subconscious motivations. It's being aware in our power dynamics where we may be trying to feed off the power of another if we are desiring only for things to be our way, or we can only see from our perspective here. If we are trying to sort of piggyback off another's energy or motivational factor there by trying to sell them on what only works for us, but having them kind of providing the fuel for that fire to move something forward. You have to inspire. That's the way to bring the fire forward in this cycle. It is about sort of breathing life into the fire, not blowing so much hot air that you blow that fire out because you're trying to move forward your own agenda. And you may be dealing with people like this as well. They sort of like to manipulate situations. They might be very persuasive. This can be, you know, somebody you might have to deal with that could be persuasive in the negative, persuasive in the shadow, or somebody who kind of talks around in circles. And then the next thing you know, you're very confused about what kind of arrangement have I found myself in here. It feels kind of a compromising arrangement. Or why did I get drawn to this? It feels like I'm getting drained here, and you're the one who is receiving all the benefit of this connection. So there's things to look at here. There's a reason to exercise emotional intelligence as well. What is the source of your power? And are you being drained? Are you being drained by focusing in a particular direction, investing your energy in a particular direction, coming together with a particular person? Are you noticing, is this something that gives you life, or is it something that drains the life out of you? So we have to look at these energetics here. This is quite significant. And I do feel like these power dynamics where someone is just being completely drained in the situation and the other is sort of getting a little bit of inflation of the ego as a result, there is going to be something that comes down to a decisive point with that full moon in Taurus. This is about understanding that you value yourself enough to come into union, whether that is business, personal, anything you are bringing your energy together with others on, that you're doing so in a way that everyone is empowered by what's going down in that dynamic, not that one hoards all the power. These are the structures that we are dismantling. This is what's coming in with the dawning of the age of Aquarius. It is the collective consciousness that is we the people. It's not about the individual. It is about the collective coming together to work to bring something into being here. But there are those at the top, right? Those that are at the top tier that drain the life out of those beneath them, the ones they built that position off of, from sort of stepping on their necks to rise on up. So this is this time of gluttony, this time of overindulgence and greed and hoarding power is coming to a close. We're moving through that energy as we move through this last gasp of the age of the Kali Yuga. But there is the promise on the other side. As long as we're aware of the arrangements we're making and making sure that our connections are fueled by conscious awareness, conscious connections, as opposed to subconscious motivations. This is something we need to be very mindful of at this time, because it can be a bit smoke and mirrors. So do look at challenging, testing, interactions, connections, opportunities, situations coming forward where you will have to really exercise your emotional intelligence to make sure that you're moving in such a way that it doesn't put you in a disempowered position, or that you don't sabotage yourself and put yourself in a compromising arrangement. We need to be aware of that Mars opposite Pluto, tendency to take things to the extreme here. So be aware of that, because there are people that will try to push their luck too. All right, let's do a cut of the deck here and see what we got. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. Okay, so you really want to pay attention to how you're managing your time. Make sure you're staying focused with that Saturnian energy that we have a positive aspect to. This is all about us being aware of the value of our time, that this too is a sort of currency, how we use it, how we invest it. Make sure you're investing it in a quality way. And absolutely do the chores, okay? You have to work on yourself. Clean up what you need to clean up in your own house. Get yourself in order here, because it's going to be go time soon. There's this point of transformation coming in. I really feel like it hits in the winter. And I know that's very odd, because it doesn't seem like it's the right timing for it. even with the spirit keeper of the southern wind coming in. That's unusual because the south direction on the medicine wheel is connected with the season of summer, and we're in the fall. But the energy is quite different at this time of year. Things are moving a little bit out of harmony with nature. And I feel like that is a clue about how we can find the way through. How can we mimic the water that is connected with that direction of the south, with Shanadesi, the spirit keeper of the wind? How can we work with the energy of the trickster so it's not something that dupes us, not something that sabotages us internally, but actually empowers us so we can learn how to move in a new sort of way, move with a certain level of fluidity and merge that with the fire, right? To create that tempering, to create that alchemy, right? This is very significant because we are going to be moving into this activating time in the winter. This is when our road really opens and the transformation is evident. I've been picking up this energy for a while. We're at the 11th hour right now. So we're heading on up to that significant time when it all transforms. And we kind of see what we're working with according to how we chose to play our hand back there. I mean, we're all dealt our cards, but how you play them is the difference between whether you're a victim of fate or whether you are a weaver of your destiny. It's up to you how you choose to work with that energy. If you do want to bring in some allies to support you with this transformation, you can work with serpentine. That is the mineral ally of that Shanodesi, spirit keeper of the south wind. You can also work with sagebrush as a plant ally. They can be supportive to work with during this time. You also may want to focus with doing a lot of work with water elemental, since that's the quality that you should grok. It's an interesting dynamic because we're working with that Saturn energy that is quite fixed, right? But we're being asked to greet it with water, which is more mutable. And it's that same challenge that's been in place for a while because, you know, we've had Saturn in Pisces, and that's an interesting placement for it. So the more that we can kind of like work with this energy, the better off that we're going to be. Flow like water. A fixed hand is a losing hand, and you don't want to get fixed at this point, okay? Because you're just about to reach this most magical hour of all when the transformation happens collective. Look for something significant to go down between the 11th and the 12th of November as well, right? Remember, there's something coming through as a reminder at that time. Don't ignore it. It's significant, okay? In fact, you may even want to set a reminder on your phone or something so you can pay attention that day to see what comes through. It might be a reminder of a particular trickster that is showing up on your path, and a reminder to pay attention to details. See, because some traditions view Shanadesi, the spirit keeper of the south wind, as mouse, not coyote. And mouse is known to be a totem of scrutiny. It's about paying attention to the details. Little things mean a lot at this time. So yes, pay attention. I feel like there might be sort of this trickster element coming up on the path between the 11th and the 12th of November. And you want to make sure you tune in and pay attention at that time, because you're going to need to exercise your emotional intelligence. It's the difference between you moving into a disempowered position or moving into that position of command that activates the transformation in your life. So be aware here. And this trickster can come through your own impulses at that time to want to act out of a place that you have outgrown. Okay, so pay attention to what's going on within you. It could come in the form of a person you are interacting with. It could come in the form of an opportunity. All right, so just be aware of your environment, your surroundings. 3011 on the clock. This is a helpful message right here. If you pay attention to this, it will bring a wild gift to your path. And it will open your road. There will be an activation point here. You'll move forward in an empowered way. But I feel like there's a testing point there. It's interesting. It's coming in fours, right? Because we have that full moon in Taurus on November 15th. And now we have the 11th. Pay attention. That's 4 days before the full moon. And then after the full moon, what do we got coming in there? 4 days later, we have Pluto moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius. That's interesting. 44 sort of energy sandwiching that November 15th full moon in Taurus, 6 energy, the balancing point for the vision. Yes, okay, this is very important. It's sort of like this is the point when the best of the foundation of the past comes forward with the foundation that will be the future in the present. But you got to exercise emotional intelligence here. All right, 3122 on the clock. That is the memo. 422, 44, 44. Okay, all of this energy coming in. Do look for a little divine play to come on through. And we're going to start with Scorpio because, hey, Scorpio, blessed solar return to you. Important lunar cycle getting kicked off by you here. And we're just going to get a real sort of synopsis here for you. I love this. So you're already experiencing a purification here, Scorpio. You are letting go with beauty. You are letting go with grace. You're already flowing like water, Scorpio. You got a new beginning that is going to come in here and fill your heart, and it is going to water everything you're growing as you're moving forward into the future. This opportunity is about to be presented to you, Scorpio. So play your cards right in their cycle. Let's see, what is this coming in for Scorpio spirit? This new moon lunar cycle that will be culminating with the full moon in Taurus on November 15th. As I'm reading for these signs, do be aware that it's for any significant placement in the sign or the house of that sign, as well as its descendant sign. So for Scorpio, that would be Taurus, right? Taurus rising, important time for you as well, okay? So what is this coming in this new moon cycle for Scorpio? What is the key for Scorpio this new moon cycle? I mean, you are very much in your energy. I love this. And it does look like you will accept that opportunity, that offer, that cup. And something is going to bring fulfillment in here for you. Your intuition is also very much on point at this time. I think you are really connected to your element, which is the water element. I think that you will fare quite well through this cycle. Transformation is quite natural to you. You're also used to moving against the grain, but doing so in a way that is with more subtlety. You are not like an unsuccessful bomb explosion. You don't move like that. That's not how Scorpio moves. You have far too much sensitivity. So I do feel like that will really support you this lunar cycle, Scorpio. Hey, there we go. Oh yeah, you're good. You're on point, man. Your wheel is about to turn. There is something you've transformed here. You have released a particular devil. You did your dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, but you are transforming something here. The wheel is turning. You have solved an internal riddle. and you do have the power of truth on your side. I do see you putting a firm line under the past. There's something you may be writing that's coming through at this time. It could even be something you're signing, but there's something about the written word, okay? There's something that's being written at this time. It could be something you are writing like a book, but it could also be something you're signing, like signing on the dotted line, signing off on. Whatever this is, I feel like it's important. There could be another fixed sign in play in relation to this. Of course, we have your energy. It's quite pivotal for you. This is a real turn in your storyline, I'm hearing, okay? So for some of you, it is a plot twist. Maybe it's a plot twist in a book you're writing. You might be writing something also that you're basing on your real life experience. But I do feel like there's something happening in your life this lunar cycle. It's like that line from the Liz Phair song, Stratford On Guy, where she says, because I had on my headphones along with those eyes that you get when your circumstances are movie size. And I feel like that's something relating to this kind of energy here. We also have Leo, okay, and Aquarius in the mix here, as well as Taurus. Okay, so Sagittarius too, right? So any of these characters could be factoring into your situation. But this is a point where it's a turn of fortune for you. It's a turn of destiny. And something that was once unknown is now known to you. And something about the written word is really powerful for you at this time and gives you some kind of key. This could be a key communication that you're issuing to somebody as well, letter you're sending off here, a proposal that you're writing, something along these lines. It's a bit of a date with destiny, I have to say, and it did come out sort of in the crossing position, but on the upswing. So I do feel like you're about to move out of a holding pattern here, where something has sort of been at the crossroads. You're choosing a route, and whatever this is, it does align you with your north node. It aligns you with your destiny. This is really good stuff here. Okay, cut of the deck, and let's see what we got. There could be a King of Wands involved here, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's some kind of investment that you're considering here. Let's see what you decide. I see you like signing on the dotted line, man. I see you toasting here. I think this puts you in an independent position of power in this situation. This could be something that's business related. This could be something that gives you more exposure here, okay? I think you've been kind of like weighing it out for a while. You've been on hold with this for a while with the Hanged Man. There could be a Pisces connected to this situation. Or maybe there was just like a blind spot in this matter, so you couldn't see the situation comprehensively. There's something that comes through here that gives you a strategy that for moving forward with the Page of Swords. And yep, look at this. There you are on the other side. So this is partnership energy. This will be good. All right. We got the 10 of Pentacles coming in here. So yes, I think this is a wise investment. There also is something here that moves you ahead of the competition. I do got, for some of you, that may be in matters of the heart. Okay. Especially if you've kind of been like on the sidelines or more kind of concealed, you know, in a connection, like a hidden connection here. You might be kind of like the dark horse coming forward quite unexpectedly here. I see that, but there's a pairing of energy here and strong foundation for this, okay? So it's built on something coming to a close, though. This is a big transformation, but I feel like you're at the rebirthing point here. Right? Some old cycle is closing. You're bringing something to an end, and now you're ready to head into the new beginning. So I feel like you cut yourself free from something, and this allows you to come into alignment with this partnership. Some of you cut yourself free from some kind of unsatisfactory work situation, from a corporation, from a business partnership, or a deal that just wasn't working for you. and you're partnering with somebody else, and this thing is really going to take off for you better than you expected. Your creative input is really valued here too. For others of you, you maybe were involved with somebody, and one or the other of you was in the process of extricating themselves from a committed situation. Now you're free. Now you're free to move forward. Whatever this is, it looks good. And it also looks like it's a good look, okay? There's something about the presentation, 10th house energy involved with that. It might be coming out publicly with a relationship that maybe was more kind of clandestine, you know, kind of behind the scenes, and now you're really showing up and representing that. That's what I see for you, Scorpio. Oh, and I didn't say the starting time. Well, that's okay, because all of the collective can benefit from listening to Scorpio with this new moon energy we are moving through. Okay, Sagittarius, 40:35 on the clock. We're going to go in the order of the zodiac here. Do you remember this for any significant Sagittarius placement, prominent placement in the 9th house, or if you are a Gemini rising, makes you a Sagittarius ascendant. So let's see what is coming in for Sagittarius with this lunar cycle, kicked off by this Scorpio New Moon spirit. What is a key for Sagittarius to strike it big? I just heard this lunar cycle, okay? You're walking away from something too. It's something you invested quite a bit in. I think that this is hitting you pretty heavy right now. Actually, I see you sort of entering that space where you're like the great bard Taliesin. You are about to head off onto an adventure, but it is a little bit bittersweet even as you're moving into this expansion. And this is really coming up around this new moon to full moon energy for you. This lunar cycle is significant with this. I think it's hard to walk away from this, whatever this is. And it's not something you're taking lightly. You did put a lot of focus, a lot of time, a lot of attention in the heart space, you know, feeling this one out and really asking yourself, is it selfish for me to go forward in this direction? I feel like that's what kind of held you back. You wanted to stay, you know, stay in it in a situation because you felt like maybe you're going to let other people down if you headed off in your own direction here. But I do see you pulling out of an investment. And this is really like the foundational matter here. It's coming to a head. So let's see. Wow. Okay. Oh, so much is coming through right off the bat. You were dealing with a situation where there was a lot of secrecy. I say that because we have the High Priestess coming in here with the Eight of Swords. Piscean energy, Cancerian energy. I feel like there was something going on here that you couldn't figure out, but your intuition was picking it up. Something was feeling really off, and it made you feel like you couldn't take any action because you weren't quite sure what exactly you were dealing with here. So you felt kind of stuck. You may have been putting too much power in another's hands, sort of understanding where they were coming from or what they were going to do, and this kept you in a position where you didn't move forward. So I feel like this is something where you're done with that. Like I can't hang out here anymore. I have a life to live, and I have dreams. I have dreams too, you know, and my time is being wasted here. Maybe you couldn't get a straight answer out of someone. There's just like this feeling of being a little manipulated, I have to say here. You were feeling manipulated, maybe even energetically manipulated. Okay. Some of you may have wondered if somebody was doing some work on you, if somebody was doing some spiritual work on you. Especially spiritual work revolved around binding or trying to put you in a place of confusion. What do we got coming in here? I mean, we got temperance energy coming in here quite strongly with the King of Wands to the King of Cups here. It's giving me your energy, I have to say. It's also sort of like you've been facing off with two parts of yourself as well. Oh, there's a card here that was hiding. Look at that. The Seven of Pentacles. You may have been dealing with somebody that you really felt was like your mirror. You know what I'm saying? And you felt a lot of passion toward this person. Strong water sign energy. Strong Pisces or Cancer, especially, okay? You were wondering if you should invest in this direction, or perhaps if this person was invested in you. They may have been wondering what your investment was in them as well, I have to say. Like maybe they've been questioning if they should invest in you. They might view you as being highly independent. You're very much in your energy here. Okay, so I feel like this is a matter of, do I invest in this direction? I also feel, because with that fire and water, it is invoking your energy as well. I also feel like you've been confused about whether or not you should work on transforming a situation. Is it worth me investing my energy to transform this situation? Because it's sort of stuck right now. Like you felt like you were dealing with a very karmic kind of situation here. And there's a lot of hidden elements involved and things that don't feel quite right to you. But I do feel like you're going to learn something in this particular lunar cycle that has you turning down an offer with the Four of Cups here, because you recognize that there has been some betrayal in this situation with the Five of Swords. I think this is a matter of, you feel like your time has been wasted. You feel like your time has been wasted because sort of like somebody manipulated you to stay put. At least that's how you are perceiving it, but we never have to stay put. And so this is something you want to remember here, that with the Eight of Swords, like you're not really trapped here. You're not in a cell. It's a cell of your own making. If you stayed put, it's because you wasted your own time. That's the way we stay in this place of self-mastery, right? That independent strength and empowerment, right? But I do feel like there has been manipulation in this situation, and somebody's had too many secrets. They haven't been clear about their intentions, and you just haven't been sure if you should invest in a direction. I see you pulling out of investment in this direction, and this will be your success. This will be what gets you to where you want to go. And I feel like it's what brings about a healing in another connection here, okay? With the Two of Cups to the Fool, you're heading off in a brand new direction. Leaving this behind is the right choice because this was actually working against you. I feel like what held you here so long is you had a blind spot. You couldn't see what was going on in the situation. And actually, you may have been dealing with somebody that was kind of working in an oppositional way with you. So, you know, it's sort of sabotaging energy here. Maybe because they wanted to prevent this coming together here. But I do see you heading off, okay? And you're not dragging baggage forward with you with the Fool. This is good, okay? You're activating your destiny here. There might be the desire to take a trip that's significant, and this might be what starts you off on a new leg of the journey here. You could be dealing with an Aries. You could be dealing with an Aquarius here. Whatever this is, I feel like it turns out very well. All right, let's do a cut of the deck and see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, you also could have been dealing with somebody that was just sort of like given to two here. Or maybe you were pulled in two different directions. Either way, something here needed to be balanced out because it wasn't an even exchange. And yes, judgment is being called on this situation, but I feel like once you bring this to a close, you might be issuing some kind of official communication here, like I'm done with this. And then that leads you to maybe wake up another situation that's kind of gone dormant here, okay? There could be like some kind of revitalizing energy in another direction or another connection once you cut yourself free from this. We got Libra energy there. You're transforming the south node though, and you're heading on up to the north node. So that looks good for you, Sagittarius. It was 49:33 on the clock when that came in. You might be really worried about this in the meantime because you know that you got kind of like a tricky little element to navigate here. It could be related to an outsider involved in a situation that's sort of mucking things up, but I see you doing just fine here with the Empress coming after that, okay? Again, Libra energy, Taurus energy too here. Either way, that south node is being transformed. Where you're pulling out investment, putting it in a new direction, that garden's going to grow, okay? And you'll be very happy with it. 50:11 on the clock. It's a good change, okay? It brings about alignment for you. Capricorn coming in at 50:20. All right, Capricorn. So there's a little luck coming onto your path to bring things into alignment. It may require you to make a change very spontaneously. You might need to turn at the drop of a dime, but I think that this opportunity that's coming through for you, this lunar cycle, is too good to pass up, okay? For any strong Capricorn placement, prominent placement in the 10th house or Cancer rising, what does this lunar cycle have in store for Capricorn? What is the key for Capricorn to move through this lunar cycle in an empowered way and to open their road to that north node spirit? Give a clue here for Capricorn. Let's see what we got. Ooh, options. You have an array of options, and there's one that you don't even see yet. It's kind of funny because I see that right now you're like kind of looking at your options, and this has you really preoccupied. Like, well, I could do this, or I could do that, or I could do this, or this, or that, or this. But the reason why you're staying there so long and you don't know what choice you should make is you don't like any of these options. None of these options are speaking to you. And that's okay. It's meant to be that way. Kind of be at peace with that. And then you can give your mind a rest. Oh, well, I don't really want any of these options. And that's why it's so confusing. And that's why I can't make a choice, because none of these look appealing to me, right? There's nothing wrong with that, you see, because the real opportunity is yet to be seen. It's up ahead, okay? Pay attention. The 7th might be a day of significance for you when that comes into alignment or comes into view. I feel like the true opportunity is the hidden one. It's the one that's not on the scene yet for you, Capricorn. So let's check this out. What key will Capricorn find in this lunar cycle that helps them open the road to their north node, gets them out of the crossroads, aligns them with their vision? Okay. Interesting. You got to do a U-turn here with the 6 of Swords. All right. There's something you need to revisit here. It's something you left behind, but perhaps you left a key there. You left a key behind that you need to reclaim. You might need to look in that direction. You might have to momentarily look somewhere where you've already been, somewhere in the past, in order to open up this opportunity to get that hidden cup. That's what I see. This is like making a U-turn. There's something that you're still carrying here that you've been carrying forward with you. It's actually sort of holding you back. It's not yours. It's almost like you need to return it from where it came in order for you to be able to move forward. And this has something to do with what's been causing all the like jagged edges in your life. It's what's been causing you pain. It's what's causing you worry. It's what has you feeling not rested, just always sort of like tense, expecting just more of the same. There's something you need to revisit, and you need to return what you took forward with you from that experience or that time or that person, place, or thing that is holding you back here. Let's get a cut of the deck and see what this is, Capricorn. It's work related, okay? So this might mean heading back to a line of work that at one point you abandoned, but maybe that was a line of work that was actually more in harmony with your path, or this could have been an initial vision you had for your work, or an idea that you had that you never really acted on. It just sort of got shelved while you continued to focus on these other options that aren't really doing it for you. There's something about returning to the roots of the work you're doing here to transform your situation, and it will remove these blockages from you. Yes. And then this offer comes through. See, then you'll really truly see what the true opportunity is. It's almost like, it's kind of funny. It's almost like Spirit saying, you already have this. You already have this. You're sitting here trying to decide, you know, which option to choose. And you already have the Holy Grail, like in your hands. You need to take a drink of it. You need to let it fulfill you. You haven't taken the action yet to execute this. So this is either you left something behind that is fundamentally essential to your purpose, the work you're here to do in the world, and you need to go recover that, okay? And that might mean going and, you know, connecting with somebody that you used to work with, or seeing if an old opportunity is potentially still open to you. This could also be maybe getting some additional education if you need to, if the requirements have changed in that field, so you can re-enter that field. Other cases, it's an idea that you've had and you've been sitting on it while you've been trying to continue to work in a direction that you know ain't it, and it's never going to be it. And so you're trying to think of different ways that you can make the present situation better. I'm feeling like blockage coming up here. Yes, it's not in alignment with your purpose. It's not your true vision, and you're trying to like look at ways that you can sort of like patch up the current situation that really isn't working for you. And you need to turn this around, okay? You need to turn this around. So get on it, man, because this looks good, whatever this is on the other side of this. Yep. It does require an ending. It does, it does require you cut something off before you can have this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles here. You're going to need to be very decisive with this like Queen of Swords energy, using your discernment, okay? You do need to cut something off here with the Tower, right? I see you doing it. You're bringing an ending here because you're recognizing you're in a situation where there is no way you can elevate. It has you like rebuilding your foundation over and over and over again. It doesn't even support you, okay? And you need more support. And you're getting exhausted here. It's wearing you out. And you feel so worn out, and then you got to like get up the next day and you got to do it all over again, and it's not carrying you forward in the way you want. So this is important. There also might be somebody that will be disappointed when you cut this off and say, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. I can't invest in this direction, because I think that they've been benefiting from the arrangement more than you have, but this is in your best interest. It's once you do this, okay, until you do this, it'll be hard to have this come into view for you. And in some cases, it's just about you really being honest with yourself about that, okay? And making a firm decision for yourself that I'm cutting this off and this is the direction I'm moving in, and that will be enough to start to activate the change, okay? And bring in some new opportunities for you, Capricorn. That's what I got. That's what your focus is. This time around, it was 58:58 on the clock. Double 13s there. This is your opportunity to move into your power and establish a new foundation for your future. So Saturn is your ruler. I think you will definitely thrive during this cycle. You know how to pull on that energy. You know how to move forward with a certain level of stoicism and resilience. I think you're going to just pull this off just so gracefully, but stop weighing up the options that you know aren't it. It's just like having too much tabs open in your brain, and that's what's affecting your sleep, okay? Simplify and streamline, Capricorn. Okay, Aquarius, coming in at 5944, okay? 1444, there is a transformation underway. You are healing something, transforming something, balancing it out. You're scrapping the old way of doing things. You're laying down a new foundation. You're clear about what you want to create moving forward here. You definitely want to improve your finances, your financial stability, and that's something that you are focused on here. But it goes deeper than that, okay? It's also about being in a place where you're really feeling like in alignment with yourself as well. I feel like your power is returning to you. You're feeling confident, you're feeling strong, and you're ready to step into action here. Bottom of the deck, yes, and there's a plan that you are affecting here. There is a strategy that you got in play. You've been waiting for the right moment to act. And I do see whatever you're doing here, it's not being done recklessly or impetuously. This is something that you have laid the groundwork for. In other words, it's a well-calculated risk here. It's a bit of daring, and daring will do you good in this situation. I got that, okay? It could be an air sign involved outside of yourself in this situation with the Page of Swords, but I do feel like that is you really at the forefront there. Okay, that was a really interesting shuffle. Where did that go? Is there another card? The bell, or was that it? Okay, I think that's it. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups there coming out. So there's something you're walking away from here. We know there's an ending, okay? Pretty intense ending with the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck. All of these cards are sort of in the crossing position, but they're on the upswing here. Yes, okay? I see this. Okay. I think that you have decided to invest in a new direction here. We got the Knight of Pentacles heading away from the Queen of Cups with the Devil in between. I feel like you're freeing yourself from a certain arrangement here. And this may have something to do with wanting to move into more of a personal, empowered place in your life, because you've realized that something about this partnership, this connection that you had before, it was holding you back. It wasn't allowing you to rise into the position of power that you wanted to rise into. This is about wanting to see material gain and advancement, wanting to be in a stronger position, also maybe wanting to completely revamp how others see you, how your community sees you, how your friend circle sees you, how the world at large sees you, how you're seen online, your brand as well here. So I do see you looking to invest in a new direction. And you may have sort of felt disconnected from what that path of purpose was for you before in the future. And you were sitting there for a while trying to, just get in touch with what is the right move for me to make. Because I do see like this is something that you've plotted out for a while. And you did really tune in to your intuition to make this move. It's kind of a combination of strategy as well as waiting for the right timing to execute this, perhaps. I feel like whatever this is, it looks like it'll pay off because it's moving you out of the crossroads, and I see you moving into an elevated position. So this is you mastering something too. I think you hung on to a situation for too long. It feels like it's out of obligation, or you felt like maybe you were You were held in place by a contract, possibly too. You're getting out of a contract. You're finally able to move forward here. I'm seeing both emotional components here, and I'm also seeing a huge component of worldly success. So I feel like this could have been what the issue was as well. You were feeling very chained to your desire, you know, for worldly success or advancement or recognition, and at the same time felt a little emotionally conflicted about that, maybe because of how it would influence another person. We have water sign energy here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We also have a strong Capricorn energy coming in here with the earth sign energy. Again, though, I really feel like you might be favoring more worldly advancement, focusing on your foundation, focusing on your coin, wanting to see growth there, than you are really heading in a direction of emotional pursuits. This may even be because you got out of some relationship involvement, partnership that was complicated, or just it took a lot out of you, and you had to just trust your gut on this and break free from this. If you haven't done this yet, I feel like this is something that is coming up for you pretty strongly in this particular cycle, Aquarius. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck and see what we have here. Get some more details. Whatever this investment is, it pays off. It pays off big with the 10 of Pentacles. This to me feels like business. This to me feels like business. I think you've been knowing that you needed to cut yourself off from either an association or a contract or an entity like a corporation or some kind of involvement to invest in a new direction. You've known this for a while. You've been sitting on it for a while. You've been waiting for the right moment to take this action, though. You didn't want to have this timed poorly. It's really important that you execute this properly. And it could be because of a compromising sort of business romance connection that's in play in this situation as well. In some cases, not in all, okay? But whatever this is, it pays off, okay? So I do see this as you having a really good standing in your online presence, in your community, in your social circle. This is also a lot of material imbalance here. This is like maybe you moved from a place of imbalance to imbalance. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like something wasn't right here. You were feeling really chained to your position and you felt like it was draining you. You weren't getting a lot out of it. And it also may have negatively impacted you in some way as well. Freeing yourself from this is a good thing. It brings the finances in balance. It doesn't just bring them in balance. You are well in the black here, okay? Big financial growth. There's also a lot being done here that will invest in future generations to come after you. You might really be making your mark in a certain industry here. This looks good. Houses in order, bank accounts in order, stability in order. You're very healthy here. Family is doing well. You may have really wanted to make sure your family was provided for. I see this is taken care of too. And we got the Queen of Wands here on the other side. Fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. I also feel this is your fire really coming forward here. You may have a strong fire sign in your chart, but I feel like you're very independent here. This is your strong suit. Moving forward in independence is your strong suit. And you could have a fire sign coming in here. And we got the truth with that, with the Ace of Swords. All right. And this energy here is something about an important communication coming in. I feel like this is you exercising that like spirit of blue energy where you're like, all right, I'm ready. It's go time. I'm taking the action. Somebody here will feel a little bit blindsided by it. They do. They feel like you snuck up on them with this, okay? And we already saw that with the Page of Swords. With the Seven of Swords, there's strategy here. Like, you've been planning this move. It's a bold move. It is the right one, though, okay? Execute this decision. I feel like this is what really brings you some major success, moves you into that position of advancement. You want to see yourself in, here you are. That Knight of Pentacles turns into the King of Pentacles. This is getting your money on. This is being really in a good, strong position here. So whether you're feminine, masculine, makes no difference. You are acting here. You're not resting on your laurels, and you're actually making the investment. It pays off big. This could also be a competitor, okay? A competitor gives you an opportunity to move away from your current position or where you're at. It's like, I can't refuse this. It's too good, okay? It may feel to, you know, what you're leaving behind that, you know, hey, man, dirty pool, but it pays off for you. That's what I see. It brings you the advancement you want. Brings you the advancement you want, okay? How does it play out long term? I don't know, but this is your key for moving forward. Somebody's going to take it awful hard, though. I have to say, there is somebody in this situation who takes this advancement for you awful hard. Be prepared for that, okay? But looks like you're getting where you want to go, all right? And you are activating your North Node. So maybe this person or this situation needed to be cut off. Maybe they had it coming. I don't know, but looks like you got a pass to head this way. So congratulations, Aquarius. Pisces. What is coming in for Pisces with this Scorpio New Moon lunar cycle that will culminate with that full moon in Taurus on the 15th? What key does Pisces need to open the road? It is 1:11:13 on the clock. I forgot to call that in. I think I forgot to call that in. Either way, that's a message. Some kind of alignment coming in here. Pisces, it puts you in more of a power position, okay? In some way, some kind of power is being put back in your hands to bring about a certain alignment in your life, an alignment on your path. I think that feels good to you. It's for any strong Pisces placement, if you have a prominent placement in the 12th house, or if you are a Virgo rising, making you a Pisces descendant. Yeah, let's check this out. What's coming in here for you, Pisces? We got a Queen of Swords in reverse here, okay? So, this is an energy that's gone quite cold here. We got strong Libra energy here. This, to me, is really evoking Libra South Node. The way this is pointing downward there, I want to see what's behind it. What is it highlighting that might need to be done? Okay, so there's some illusion that needs to be cut through in a situation here that's creating too much confusion. This could be something that you need to cut off. You need to cut something off. You need to make an executive decision here in order to end some kind of confusion or illusion. Let's see what this is about, Pisces. What is this coming in for Pisces, Spirit? Maybe this is the very thing that puts the power back in your hands. Sometimes if we feel confused, it can be because, you know, some power has been manipulated, right? Like somebody has put us in that position in order to have power over us. So there might be something you need to cut through here in order to put yourself back in the power position of your truth. Yeah, you're like on guard, or you've been on guard in a situation, and you suspect something's up here. It's almost like you're waiting for it. Be careful with that, okay? Because if you're waiting for something, then you're going to find it. You know what I mean? It's like if you're waiting for trouble to find it, it's going to find you. It's like you're sending out a signal to trouble. So be aware of that, all right? What I see here is that there's something that's moving you forward. Your chariot is arriving on the scene. This is Cancerian energy, okay? What is moving you forward here? Well, I mean, Cancerian energy, that's the 4th house. That has something to do with the home, home base, feeling at home within ourselves, understanding our place, where we belong. It looks like what's had you up in your head here is home. You know, we got the Tower. So there's some kind of illumination coming in here. It might feel abrupt. It might be something that's kind of activating. You might feel activated when this hits. But this is some illusion being destroyed. It's being destroyed for your own good. It's like your blind spot is being lit up here. And this is what's needed because you've been in a holding pattern here for too long with the 8 of Swords to the 9 of Swords. I mean, this is really being up in your head about something, very confused about something. And it's kept you stuck in an old cycle here. You haven't been able to transform the energy of the South Node, right? There's something that hasn't been able to be balanced out here. And you're at the ready. I mean, who wouldn't be at the ready if you've been up in your head like this? But there's something you need to just firmly cut off here. Like, you should never be in a situation where you feel this confused. Confusion should be a clear indication of that's not the direction. If it feels extremely confusing and it starts to disrupt your sense of peace and rest, don't go in that direction. That makes things very clear here. Either way, where there's been resistance to seeing the truth of a situation, this is not going to be tolerated anymore. The faulty foundations being disrupted because you're heading in a new direction here. And this is good. You're not in this confusion anymore. Whatever this is, your chariot is arriving on the scene. You're figuring out where you do belong, where you are meant to go. This is alignment coming forward for you. This is your road opening. And you might be on the move. Some of you may be moving house. Some of you may need to leave a situation very quickly because it's escalating. It's escalating. You know, what I was saying, you know, if you're waiting for something to kind of like for trouble to find you, it will find you. It's got that energy of where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay. So if you're feeling like that and you're having your senses activated and warning signs are going off here, don't stay where you're at or else you will go down here with this tower. There could be another person in that tower with you here. This is big movement, okay? Movement from one place, situation to another. It's sudden. It's like you're taking off the blindfold. You're finally seeing what you need to see to set you free from this confusion, this worry, this stress about taking a dramatic action. It's almost like you're afraid that if you take this action that you're going to have so much coming at you that you're going to have to defend or fight off here. But this is coming up and out one way or another. Like, this disruption is happening. You will be moving forward here. So you're not going to be stuck any longer. Let's see what comes on the other side of this. Okay, so some intensity here. Some intensity here. Look at you moving into your independent energy here. Queen of Wands. There could be fire sign energy in the mix as well. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I also see this as you moving into your independent energy, taking the action to bring your fire forward to affect transformation in your life. This is you really like looking good, feeling good, being in your independent energy, and moving forward on your terms here. Okay, so I do feel like you are moving out of this place of indecision and you are actually making a choice here. Okay. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It has something to do with some news that you receive here. You're being put in the loop about something. This is what finally gives you the courage to take this action. All right. Let's see what this news might have to do with. It's some kind of news that gives you a sense of peace or like a sense of ease that calms you enough where you're like, okay, I can deal with the pain as long as I know what the truth is. You see here, you're resting on your sword, okay? The sword is not being jeopardized, where it's like in a position where you're about to lose your truth.
you're being put in the loop about something. Something is coming in to educate you about a situation that gives you a sense of rest. It's like, I can deal with the pain. I can deal with separation. I can deal with loss as long as I know the truth in a situation, and it can cut through this illusion and confusion. So I know where I do need to invest in my energy. And I do feel like you're making a solid, tangible investment here. You're moving in a new direction. And a lot of you, this does have to do with a move, okay? A move in a direction to reclaim some kind of opportunity, something that passed you by before. There will be a call coming in relation to this that moves you into action. That's what I feel. It's like you're getting some kind of communication here. It's coming in. It's an opportunity. It's small. It's an opening. But it's one of those things where it's like, I've been stuck here so long, I'll take whatever little opportunity I can get to move beyond this. So I'm in. I do see you rising to the challenge of this call. It brings you success, okay? This is a good move. So look for some kind of word to come in here. You get put in the loop of a situation where you were really confused because you just weren't sure what the truth was in a situation, or even what options you had. It's like there's something coming in here that actually is presenting a little an opportunity, and you're taking it. You're taking it because I feel like where you've been here has been very challenging. It allows you to turn things around in a big way, in a bold way. It may seem like it's a little thing. It pays off, okay? It pays off. I want to see what's behind this Nine of Wands here. I'm just curious. Ooh, yeah. It's justice. It's balance, okay? Libra energy. I like that. Now it's turned upright, you see? So there's something that is balancing out on a karmic level here. There's like a closing of a cycle, and this gives you the power you need to turn yourself around, turn your life around. It's like getting a fresh lease on life. I got fresh start, okay? Fresh start energy, Pisces. That's good. Very good energy to come in here. Potent point of transformation. Aries coming in at 121.31. All right, Aries. You're skipping the second step and you're moving into the final stages of something because you got some unexpected assistance in facilitating a plan. Yeah, that's what I got. That just came in. You cut out the middleman. Interesting. There was a middleman in your situation. You're going to discover that there's some kind of element in the situation. It's like, I don't even need to take that step. That's the thing that's been holding me back. I felt like I had to take this step, and I was trying to figure out how to, pull that off, make that happen. I don't even need to do that. Somebody comes in, offers some kind of help, assistance. They offer a tip. Something comes in that makes it possible for you to skip a step. Now you're in the final stages of a plan. Okay, let's check this out. What is coming in for Aries? All Aries placements, prominent placement in the first house, or Libra rising. Let's see. Yeah, whatever this is, you move forward fast here. You're like, whoa, who knew? That's all it took. This is something that it ends this being delayed energy. This is moving forward really quickly here. You're on fire here. You're lit up here. Yes, you're on a mission with this energy with the Knight of Swords. Okay, so could be air sign energy involved in your situation. You could be a Libra rising. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be connected in helping something move forward really quickly. All right, something's moving forward very quickly with one of those signs. Okay, we got King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what we got here coming out on the board. Okay, that's the basis of the matter. So I see here that there was a relationship here, right? That you were in at one point. You might have even been trying to heal a particular connection. This is something that you were deeply engaged in the past, you know, trying to work through certain issues in a connection here. I do see that you walked away. You walked away to spend some time on your own. You got some space. Maybe you dropped in nature a bit, or you just kind of like, it's got like a little bit of sabbatical kind of energy, just sort of like keeping to yourself, sorting out what you were feeling, what was right for you. You needed to do this because you just really just felt a little, it looks like you felt a little disconnected from yourself. Like you've been through a cycle where you had so much put on you, and some of it is stuff other people put on you, just expectations they had of you, desires they wanted you to fulfill, or roles they wanted to cast you in. You felt an excessive amount of responsibility, and you were probably trying to think of how can I make all these other people happy and still have room for some happiness for myself here. And I think you needed to figure that out. Maybe you weren't even sure, you know, I don't know. I got almost like I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense with you in the North Node because you're in that position of reinvention. We also have to remember you've been hosting Chiron. So that's the wound of the self. So I do feel like you've been in this process here of like one by one, looking at every sort of like projection you took on from another person, every burden you've taken on for another person, every label another person's put on you, every role they've cast you in here. And you've been sorting through all of it because you recognize, who am I? You know what I mean? It feels a little bit like identity crisis here. And it's sort of like you've been feeling really stuck in this position of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm feeling here, what I really want. One minute I think I want this, the next minute it changes. There's been no like real kind of like navigational point as far as, yeah, my compass rose of my heart. It's pointing me in this direction. This is where I need to go. I feel like, you know, there's also been just so much that you've had to clear out, that you've been dragging around for a long time, that you haven't even been able to sort of really get clear about where you want to head from here. You've just been in this process of trying to get back to yourself. That's what I feel. And really, you could be free any point you wanted here, but you haven't been moving forward because you've been in this internalized process. And I don't know why I'm getting this. This is kind of funny. This is kind of funny. It's almost like you put yourself on timeout. Maybe because you realize when I've like just kind of gone with the flow and just moved spontaneously in the past and jumped right into things, then I realized I created a burden for myself. I made things harder than they needed to be. So I don't know, it's sort of like restraining yourself a little bit. That's what it feels like. Like I'm gonna hold back. I don't know if I should make this choice or not. And for some of you, it could be this. It could even be this. Your choice could be like, do I heal a relationship? Do I walk away from it? Do I heal a relationship? Do I walk away from it? And you might be kind of going back and forth in regard to that, trying to make up your mind about a situation. Is it this or is it that? And most of the confusion comes from just really needing to connect with yourself. It's like the more that you connect with yourself, the more this will be clear for you. But I do see you taking some time, some space to yourself, okay? And this might be something you're really focusing on in this lunar cycle, just taking some space to drop in with yourself to feel out what's coming up for you here. It's foundational for your growth in the future and what you want to invest in here. All right, let's see what we got on the cut of the deck. All right, yeah, you're trying to arrive at your truth. You're on sabbatical. You're creating some space for yourself to just drop in and sort through what's been painful, okay? And I do feel like you're taking a little space from somebody. You're separated from somebody, or you're taking a time out on a particular issue because you recognize you really do need to come to that place of alignment with your truth so you can know which way to invest, you know, how to focus your energy here. I mean, I see you reviving something. Yeah, with the Judgment here, you're choosing to renew something here. And I do see you issuing a communication in regard to this. I also see whatever this is, it's raising you up out of an old cycle. It is heading you toward the North Node activation there. This is Judgment, Libra energy, all right? And I do see that you'll be happy about this. It does bring some kind of success. I mean, that's the truth. Big Libra energy. If you're a Libra rising, that's probably speaking very strongly to you. There's some great success here. If you are willing, to let go and trust how things are unfolding and open yourself to the experience, you will see that just by creating this space to get in touch with yourself, it will make things quite clear. You will come to rest on a truth, and you are choosing to renew something here. There's another go around. So, what you thought was done and dusted has new life breathed into it. Right? It's getting resuscitated here. There's some healing happening in a connection. Looks good. You could be dealing with an air sign energy. They came out pretty darn strongly in this read. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Looks like the main energy on the board, as well as earth sign energy as well. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay? So something is being healed here. I'm curious what's behind this King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is the energy that's being left behind so your road can open because it's at the basis of the matter. So I do feel like you separated from something. Maybe you were wondering, was that the right choice? Should I have separated from that person? It was the right choice. You made the right choice. You're heading in a good direction here, okay? And if you're not clear about it yet, you will be clear soon. I think you're realizing that something just is, you're too in the dark about it. You don't have enough answers. There's nobody there to fill in the gaps. It keeps you in a place where you just feel really like weighed down, burdened, and stuck, and you're tired of it. You don't want to feel like that anymore. So you're reversing a decision and you're renewing in another direction. That's what it feels like. Okay, Taurus coming in at 131.33. What is coming in for Taurus? What key does Taurus need to move forward in this new moon lunar cycle that's being kicked off by the transformational powers of Scorpio? What is coming in for Taurus? Those of you that are Taurus rising, you may really be feeling this energy of transformation coming in very strongly because you would be a Scorpio descendant. This read is for any significant Taurus placement, or if you happen to have a prominent placement in the second house. Also, if you are Scorpio rising, that makes you a Taurus descendant. Let's see what we got coming in here. What key do you need to move forward? Okay, things are getting a little messy. There might be a little cleanup work here. Something's getting a little messy. You don't even know if you want to clean something up. With the 7 of Pentacles here, okay? This has gotten so out of hand. Do I really even want to invest in what it would take to clean this up? That's what I got, okay? Let's see what's coming in here, Taurus. What is coming in here for Taurus? That could even be a situation at home, you got to really clear some stuff out at home. You feel overwhelmed. You've got so much stuff to sort through, so much stuff to release. Some of you may be preparing for a big change at home or a move, and so you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through all of this? Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work, I have to say. You've got a lot of work to do here. And the time for rest is over. So, it might be coming out quite practically here for you, for a lot of you, you got a lot of work to do around the home. You got a lot of work to do, period, Maybe you've been letting your work pile up. You've been off having fun. You took a time out, time to get back to work, okay? There's something here about you got to invest your energy. You got to really focus right now. Time for rest is over. You might have taken some time out, maybe because you went through something that impacted you emotionally. You went through something, it was tough. You needed to take some space just to sort of like get in your feels, sort it out, release some emotion, you know, do a little bit of healing. Some of you may have even gone through some kind of like rehabilitation, like you might have gotten some kind of injury, you had to rehabilitate, you rested for a while, okay, it's time to get back to work, you know, you have no more paid time off, you need to get the coin coming in, you know, in order to get back to work, or you had to take sick leave or something. Whatever this is, it's time to get back to work. And I do feel like there's a mess here to clean up. So that makes me feel like you got a lot of deadlines you got to catch up to because you've been procrastinating a bit. It feels like a lot. You'll be able to sort it out just as soon as you put yourself back to work, you know, and get back into it. It's time to cut the break off and get back in the game here. That's what I pick up, okay? This really looks like a practical matter to me. I'm not seeing something emotional yet, but let's go ahead and do a cut of the deck and see what we got. It feels like it's a work situation or something on the home front here. Oh no, this is just getting down to business, okay? We got some things we need to get rid of. We got some, you know, deadlines we have to meet here. We got some clutter we need to clear. We have some decisions we need to make. What stays, what goes, okay? So this is getting very decisive here. I think it's hard for you, though, with the Three of Swords here, because I do feel like you went through something that sidelined you emotionally. It feels like you went through something that was kind of heavy, you know? You've needed to integrate what you went through back there. You weren't able to just move forward. For some of you, you had a separation, a relationship ended, you know, and you needed time to deal with that loss. You had some grieving to do. But I feel like you're starting to move out of that energy where you're ready to kind of like, okay, I got to just like draw a line under the past. What's done is done. This could have involved a King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I also feel like it's just something that was kind of on a repetitive loop here. You had to cut something off. It was time for it to go. And for some of you, it may be a habit, okay? It's also coming through as that, a habit of procrastination, a habit of putting things off. Putting it off to the extent where then it becomes so overwhelming that you just sort of don't do it. You know what I'm saying? There might even be somebody here who's sort of like holding you to it and saying, no, you know, it's time we take care of this. This needs to get done. We can't put this off any longer here. What's behind this Three of Swords? Yeah, Page of Wands. You're getting news, potentially from a fire sign here. It's like, come on, it's go time, you know? Enough. It's time to take care of this matter. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius here. Pretty strong Sagittarius influence with the Page of Wands. Or there could be a child connected to the situation, all right? Some action that needs to be taken in relation to a child. This might even be some kind of legal action that needs to be taken, especially in cases of separation where a child is involved. Maybe somebody is really kind of like pushing your hand. Maybe you've been putting something off for a while and it's like, no, we have to handle this, okay? I'm moving forward with this. This could be somebody who's wanting to legally separate too. It's not easy. You've been biding your time, but there's something here that is coming to a close. It's go time. It's go time. That's what I got. Yeah, it's go time. Somebody is letting you know that they're moving in a different direction and that they are invested in taking this action. And so it's go time. We need to handle matters here. This could be somebody coming in to kind of take charge of the situation too. It's sort of like they gave you time to sort it through on your own. And there was something you were supposed to complete, some kind of action you were supposed to take. It hasn't been done yet. And this person's coming in saying, it's go time. You know, I'm calling the shots here. That's what it feels like. You could be dealing with somebody that has strong fire and air in their chart, and they're kind of handling matters here. And they got a plan. They've got it all figured out. They know how to sort this out. They're like, we're not leaving this on hold anymore. I gave you time, and now we got to move forward with this. Again, it feels really practical to me. You could be dealing with your child, and your child is like, your child's taking on the role of the parent. They're taking over the situation. Or you could be dealing with somebody yourself that you feel acts like a child, but they're not really coming out that way. The energy is coming through as, you know, being in a position of great clarity and discernment here with the King of Swords upright. And they are focused on taking this action. They've definitely decided what direction they want to head here. And they're ready to move away from this hardship. And if there are children involved, like this has been put on the hold for far too long, yeah. And there's an executive decision being made here with the Emperor, okay? And this is your energy too. It's also Aries energy in this situation. This is also about there's something that's been held up for too long that's actually preventing you from activating your destiny here and getting where you need to go. You want to open up this road. So it is time to bring this to completion. And I feel like this frees you from the karmic cycle. You know, whatever gets balanced out here in terms of financial matters, security, you might feel like you're not getting what you deserve here. I just say that because we have the Six of Pentacles here. Okay, especially in relation to anything involving children, financial arrangements, okay? You may feel like what you're getting isn't fair and that you need more for your security. You have some worry about this. I see this, okay? But what you need to understand is something is going to happen in this situation once this is cleansed away, that it puts you in alignment with your North Star. And there is reason for hope. There is reason for optimism on the other side of this, okay? You're cleansing away something and it's kind of heavy. You could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Leo rising in your situation here. And it's a bit rough right now. There could be children involved in this situation, and that's what's really weighing heavily on you, okay? But I do feel like whatever this is, there's something that is being taken over here. It feels to me like it's a legal process, you know, or it's spiritual law is taking over in this situation. And there is somebody who's taking a leadership role because they feel like they gave you enough time to handle it and you haven't done it. And they want to move forward with, you know, clearing this out, getting it wrapped up. Okay. That's what it looks like is coming in for you. So I would say go with the flow. Okay. Work with this person. Don't resist this. It will work out in your benefit. All right. Just don't create further resistance here. All right, Gemini coming in at 142.26. All right, double sixes. Help bringing a vision forward that you have here. There's some kind of support that's going to bring about a new beginning, giving you an opportunity to move an idea you have forward here. Some kind of help coming in to make this possible. I got that as an initial read for you, Gemini. What is coming in for Gemini Spirit? What is coming in for Gemini Spirit with this new moon cycle? What is coming in for Gemini Spirit with this new moon cycle? What's coming in for Gemini? All Gemini placements. If you have strong placement in the third house, or if you are Sag rising. All right, looks like you're not going to go forward in a particular direction. This is sort of the basis of the matter. You've decided not to go in a certain direction. Could be involving a Cancer, okay? Or could have something to do with a mother or even a move that you were considering making. You might have been thinking of relocating and you've changed your mind here. Let's see. What is coming in? Okay, what we got here. you might be in a situation where you kind of feel like you can't move in a direction you want to move in because of some kind of practical concern, like you're worried about disrupting some kind of financial stability that you have in place, even though it's kind of a compromising situation. You might also have children involved in your situation that's kind of keeping you settled on a particular. Hey, Teddy, no. Sorry about that. Here, none of that, okay? Take that. Take that, Papa. Teddy is healing. Teddy's healing. He had a little operation, so I'm gonna make sure he doesn't mess with his sutures, okay? He's doing very good. He's doing well, just for those of you who feel a little concerned, okay? There could be some kind of connection there, okay? There could be a child involved in your situation, and you feel like you need to keep something together so you don't rock the stability of the situation. You're trying to work through something. Maybe you have a difficult relationship and you have challenges in your relationship. It might be kind of like a codependent kind of relationship. And maybe you're trying to learn how to heal this situation or work through it. You might be focused a little bit on pouring into yourself at this time and healing yourself. I do think that you were considering moving. Like, it feels like you were considering moving in a new direction, but you're deciding to stay put and not move forward yet. And maybe that's because you're focusing a little bit on your personal healing. You might be hoping, if you can really heal yourself and understand your role in a situation, that it might be worth it to invest in the hope of a new beginning in this connection, if you can transform it. Okay. All right, let me get some more details about this. Yes, you might really be wanting to transform a relationship, and you're just trying to get really clear about how to communicate better with this person. It feels like there's communication challenges. Yeah, you really want to try to heal a connection, but you're struggling with how do I communicate my desire to this person? I do feel like at one point you were thinking of pulling away from this situation. You might have even considered moving, but I feel like the lines of communication are going to open up here with the Eight of Wands. Especially over the next couple months, your communication is going to be front and center. You might even be talking to them about this move, You might be wanting to let them know that you want to move because you're hoping that you can heal your connection, and maybe you're recognizing that the two of you living together is what's causing the problem, or you live far apart from each other and you're wanting to move closer together, or you've been separated and you're wanting to maybe, can we move back in? Can we give it another go? Okay. I feel like whatever this situation is, there was a little bit of a codependent dynamic in the past, so there needed to be some focus on the self, doing a little bit of healing, getting in your own energy here. But I do feel like there's movement forward. So there's been a time out here. That's what I got. There was a time out to get clear on what was true for you, what you were feeling, and what you needed to communicate in this situation. And if it was worth investing in healing it, giving it another chance here. And I feel like the communication is opening up here. The communication is definitely opening up here. I think what you're communicating about is options here, all right? And this might be the source of a little bit of, contention, arguments, okay? I think you both see things differently, and you want healing here, okay? but in some way, another in this situation is not willing to compromise because there's sort of like a deal breaker involved in this situation that needs to be ironed out. There's Queen of Pentacles energy here, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Capricorn energy coming out pretty strongly here. And this may have something to do too with work, okay? So some of you, it's a relationship, okay? But for others of you, this is something about, you know, maybe one person feels like the other works too much, or their focus is too much on their work, or they're too focused on the material or how something looks, or their advancement, their worldly advancement. They're not pouring enough into the relationship. They're not pouring enough, you know, time, energy, care, nurturing into their kids. If they have kids, you know, somebody feels like maybe they've had to take the primary role and the other is just sort of like disconnected, detached, and needs to really be more involved in their child's life or more involved in the connection here. Somebody feels like they take on more of the responsibility in this situation than the other. It's really giving me big relationship vibes, even though there are work indications here. I just feel like somebody here feels like one is totally disconnected from the need to nurture the relationship, the connection. They're more focused on their work, their worldly advancement, or how they, even what their reputation is online, like how it looks for Instagram, you know, the picture it presents. Then they are really concerned about the connection itself, nurturing the connection. But I do feel like there's some kind of learning process happening here. There's growth happening in a connection. It's happening slowly. I feel like you've been on a little bit of a time out, but you're about to enter into negotiations again, right? There are some points that neither of you are willing to concede on. So there might be a little combative energy to wade through here because you both value yourselves. You also both value your position, right? So remember to bring the water in. The water is the key to making things grow. So where you can be more flexible, where you can bring your heart forward a bit more, where you can bring the nurturing in more, this can help matters in this situation, okay? But don't take on what isn't yours, all right? Yes, I do see that, you know, there's a lot of energy stored up in this matter. It is related to the emotions. I feel like right now you're on time out. There could be a Pisces involved with your situation here. But I feel like this is something that will be attended to. I think this time out is going to be for a couple of months here. You know, you're going to be taking some space. You both feel really strong in your positions in this situation. So there's a little distance here, and it's almost like the old cycle needs to close before there can even be an opportunity for renewal here. But the movement forward will come. It's just going to take a couple months, okay? So your job right now is to get really clear on what are you feeling here, and what choice do you want to make? What are you wanting to nurture? Because you do need to arrive at a truth here. The time for communicating that truth will come, and it's important. Okay, Cancer coming in at 152.57. All right, what is the key for Cancer moving forward in this lunar cycle? What is the key for Cancer moving forward in this lunar cycle, Spirit? What is the key for Cancer moving forward in this lunar cycle, Spirit? What is coming in for Cancer in this lunar cycle kicked off by Scorpio New Moon? Any placement of Cancer, strong placement in the 4th house or Capricorn rising? What is coming in for Cancer? Okay. You got your eyes on someone. You know they're pulling some sneaky shies. And you're well aware of it. They're not pulling the wool over your eyes, Cancer. That's what I see. Somebody thinks that they're doing something behind your back and that you're totally unaware. Oh no, you know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what's going on here. What do we got? We got a Queen of Pentacles to a Two of Pentacles to the Fool to the Knight of Swords to the Hierophant. Strong Taurus energy. Strong Taurus energy, about to take a risk, a big risk, a bit impetuously here with the Knight of Swords. They are rushing in here. Very daring, I have to say, taking a strong action. They feel like they got to go. They feel like this is what Spirit's telling them to do here. They are taking a leap of faith and they feel like this is their destiny. All right. They're ready to invest in a particular direction. They're ready to plant this seed. And there's an Emperor on the other side here. Big Aries energy, Taurus energy, very strong here. There's also some Aquarian energy in the mix. This is go time. This is somebody making up their mind about who they want to invest in. And they're ready. They're all in. And they're about to take this leap of faith. They may have been undecided for a while. They may have been wiffle-waffling. They couldn't make up their mind. One minute they wanted to do this. The next minute they wanted to do that. They finally decided that they're ready. They're taking this leap of faith and they're rushing in with communication here. This could be somebody that you're dealing with, just the way that the message initially came in, that you know somebody's up to something sneaky, shady, and that you don't know about it according to them, but you are well aware. You got their eye on them. You may have been sort of sensing this coming. You've been sensing this coming. You've been trying to maintain balance here because you knew that this leap of faith was going to be taken. But it looks like there's some opportunity here that's in the palm of your hands. What's this about? It's been delayed. It was delayed with the Hanged Man. This is a karmic matter. And this could have something to do with a hidden enemy, a blind spot. I think they think it's your blind spot, but you've known somebody was going to take an action in a particular direction. And also with the Knight of Swords here coming in with the Hierophant, this could be some kind of legal action that you've been anticipating. Okay. This could be some kind of I got like layoff energy too. If you've been working in a certain position and you've been feeling like things have been a little bit kind of off at work and they've been maybe making some cuts and you were wondering if, you know, you were going to be next. I mean, I feel like this is going to happen. There may be somebody on the job who like undercutted you too. Like maybe they're willing to take your position for less or something, or that's why, Ted, no, that's why the company is making cuts. Yeah. I don't think you need to worry about this though, because I do see that as soon as this is moved out of the way, there's another opportunity that lands in the palm of your hands here. And this is a good opportunity. This is a new beginning in a new direction. But I do feel like you knew this was coming. Like you've been preparing yourself for this. And in fact, you knew that you would also have to take a leap of faith because it meant, you know, everything was about to change for you. So you're definitely closing an old cycle and beginning a new one. In terms of your work, let me see what's on cut of the deck here. Yeah. You have the strength to overcome this challenge. Okay, you do. You have the strength to overcome this challenge. And yeah, it's a little sneaky here. I do feel like, you feel like it wasn't a fair move. You may have even feel like somebody kind of like took your opportunity or took your position up from under you. Like this is a little bit of a sabotaging influence. I understand that it's like it's rough when this goes down, but it's really in your best interest because it leads you a new opportunity. All right. But I feel like when this goes down, you're kind of like, you're stewing about it a little bit. You're trying to like master the situation emotionally. You don't want to pop off. You're angered by it. You are. And you're trying to keep like a lid on your emotions and what you feel because you knew it. You could feel this coming. You knew somebody was going to pull this with you, right? It's either somebody taking some kind of legal action that you knew was coming that's going to require you to either move or radically changes your situation, like disrupts your security in some way, or it's on the job, okay? Either way, there's like a sabotaging element in here. And you're angry. You are. But I feel like you have the ability to sort of like temper your anger in this situation. You also will rise above this challenge. There's an opportunity that's immediately put in your hands that rectifies this. Okay? King of Wands here, all right? Yeah. You may have been feeling this. You may have been feeling this around a fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Had pretty strong Aries come out here, okay? You were sensing this. You had a feeling, right? Something had your hackles up in this situation. You've been worried about it for a bit. You've been anticipating this loss. So it's not like you didn't know that this was coming, but you don't need to worry because a new job, a new work opportunity, new financial revenue will come in and it's much more in alignment for you. Okay, so don't worry. Where you are experiencing disruption here is to put you on the correct path and you'll see a lot of growth in the new direction, right? If you're honest with yourself, you're ready for this situation to be done and dusted. You're ready to head in a new direction anyway. You're tired of being held up here. Yeah, and look, it puts you in your energy and you move forward with strength. There's your Chariot. So the road opens. When this is lost, the road opens for you and it's what moves you forward, ironically. So it's a good thing. Okay? Stay optimistic. Okay, Leo coming in at 2:02 on the dot. All right, Leo. Let's see what is coming in for Leo with this new moon in Scorpio. What is the transformational power moving through Leo's life in this Scorpio lunar cycle? What is coming in for Leo in this lunar cycle? What is their key to opening the road? You got to let down your guard a little bit. It's time to, drop the fight. It's time to drop the argument. It's time to see another point of view in this situation, right? There's something you can't stand on here anymore. You got to get a different view in a situation. You're defending something that you shouldn't be defending here. That's what's coming through. All right, let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. You don't want this to be the hill you rest upon. Let me tell you, okay? This is not the direction to head in. Yeah, there's something here you need to see more clearly. It has something to do with the stance you're taking here. You need to get a different view because there's something here you're not seeing clearly. You're totally in the dark about it with the 10 of Wands here. It's like taking the role of a leader in a situation when you don't really know the correct way to get where you all need to go in this matter. It's some kind of new beginning that's desired, and you don't know how to get this new beginning activated here. And you've been trying to think of different options, different solutions, but it's like you're trying to lead. You got to let, other people take a little responsibility in this situation. It's not just about you making this happen. And if this new beginning isn't coming into view and nobody can seem to agree with what that looks like, and you all are at odds with each other, why is it your responsibility to get everybody to agree with you? That's what it feels like. It's like taking too strong of a stance. Like, no, you have to do it this way. Maybe that's the very thing that's preventing this from coming together. So there's something that needs to be looked at in a new way here in this situation. There needs to be confusion sorted through here and looking more realistically at a situation too. You can't take full responsibility. Maybe you feel like a lot of responsibility has been put on your shoulders, or you're having to do all the work and you're tired of it. You may be giving up a particular fight. You may say, fine, do it yourself. I'm tired of doing it. You think this is filling me up? This is making me happy? It's not. I'm drained, man. And I'm tired of being in this position. You feel like you're just really overloaded right now, overwhelmed. You may feel like a lot of people are just coming at you. Everybody has demands, and you're doing your best. I do feel like there's a little bit of this, feeling of value, because you feel like you're taking a lot on. But see, other people need to be holding their own peace here. And there's a little bit of resentment here too for what you're taking on, but you're choosing to take it on. So I feel like you're just about maybe at a point of rebellion here. And maybe that's what you need to see clearly. The problem isn't them, okay? The problem is that you've chosen to take on what they put on you. You get to decide where your boundaries are, what's a yes, what's a no. So I see you're moving out of this perspective that you're doing this to me. Instead, you're going, why am I doing this to myself? Like, I don't want to fight for this anymore. This isn't worth it. Like, here, have it back. Like, figure it out yourself. I don't know how to get this thing to work here, between us. We can't seem to agree. And I'm sick and tired of trying to make it work. It's got that vibe to me, okay? Yeah, you're just ready to be free of it. You're like, I'm ready for a totally new way forward here, okay? And maybe I'll just go my own way, and I'm okay with that, You might be favoring peace. You're just ready for some peace here. There may be, another option you want to explore, You see that there's a lot of different ways that things can be done, right? This is how you've seen things up to this point. But I think that you recognize, you could have been trying to choose. You could have been trying to choose which one you wanted, which cup you wanted to invest in too. You might have had a lot of different options, like casual, relationships or possibilities to explore romantically, and you were enjoying just being in your independent energy and just sort of sampling. But I think you got to the point where you're like, you know what? It's kind of a lot to try to juggle these people. Like, it's starting to not be so much fun. I'm feeling a little burned out. I'm ready to kind of find something that's more in alignment with me too. I could see that as well. This is you choosing to pour into yourself. It's also you recognizing that, as long as you're not focusing on yourself and what you want to do here, and you're trying to take everybody else's desires and wants and needs into consideration, this ain't going to get anywhere. It's just going to stay a confused, muddled mess. So I feel like this is you choosing to invest in your own direction. You're sort of like leaving the options behind so you can discover what's really going to fill you up. You're ready for a new beginning here. You're depleted. You're emotionally depleted. You're tired of pouring so much nurturing and energy into a situation. You're not feeling supported here. So you're leaving others to the confusion to sort something out for themselves. You're heading in a new direction. And if you were kind of playing the field, you're like, I'm done. I'm done. It's more of a headache than it is a good time. It's become a burden. You know, I have to be careful of where I go because I might run into this person there, and then there's going to be drama. And yeah, it looks like you're choosing to go your own way. I'm just going to focus on myself for a bit. Let's do a cut of the deck energy and see what we got here. Yeah, you're definitely cutting something off. You're ready to be done with the cycle here. You're moving away from it. Like, it's too much stress. It's just way too much stress, okay? So I like this. You're being decisive. You're arriving at your point of truth. You're seeing through the illusion. You're seeing a situation clearly. You're cutting off this nonsense. You're tired of other people putting their crap on you. You're not taking responsibility for it. If you had, you know, a lot of options and romantically you were exploring possibilities, I think it became too much. It became too dramatic. There was too much, just too much. It feels like too much. It stopped being fun a long time ago. You decided that's it, you know. I think I'm just going to be on my own for a bit. I'll hold out for the real thing. Maybe, you know, focus my energy in another direction and just sort of like take a break from that. Either way, I feel like you're finding a sense of peace. You're moving away from this stress. You're moving away from these burdens. And you're done giving to a situation that you just feel resentful when you give to it because you feel like it's not giving anything back to you. Yeah. You're setting yourself free here. This looks like a good energy. Okay, good for you, Leo. Sometimes you need to do that. I mean, peace is often underestimated, the value it can have to transform your quality of life, right? I think this is a good decision. Virgo coming in at 210.56. Wow. My goodness, the block on that. 211.44. I'll repeat myself. Virgo, this change is long overdue here. Somebody's pissed. That's what I got, Virgo. Somebody's pissed about this alignment coming in for you. Somebody you're coming into alignment with. It's somebody you're partnering with here. Okay? Let's see the nature of this alignment. It's definitely something that is meant for you. Somebody's having a big issue with this. All right? Somebody might have been trying to block this for a while or create problems for you coming together with this person. Okay, let's see what this is about. This is for any strong Virgo placement, or if you have a prominent placement in the 6th house. Also, if you are Pisces rising, that makes you a Virgo descendant. So let's see what this is. Yeah. Somebody's been at this a long time with the 5 of Swords in reverse. Ooh, you got a backstabber in your camp. Somebody's been doing some shady stuff here, Virgo, to try to steal away an opportunity from you. They were trying to put some roadblocks on your way to destiny here, I have to say. I don't think it's going to be hidden much longer. I feel like this is somebody being outed to you. You're finding out what's been causing problems between you and another person. It looks like somebody's been interfering here. all right? You're in a really good position here. I see that. You've just been focusing on yourself. I feel like there's a lot of growth happening in your life. Financially, there's a lot of growth happening in your life. Your health is in a really good place. You're finally feeling like strong in and of yourself here. I think you've been going through something difficult because you've been facing challenges. Instead of feeling bitter about that, though, you've been just investing the energy in yourself. It's like, okay, if I'm not having any success coming together with this person, that's okay. You know, I'm just going to keep focusing on myself, bettering myself, focusing on my stability. And I think you've been doing a wonderful job with that. There's a lot of growth here. I also see a lot of spiritual growth for you. I see a lot of personal growth for you, even as there's evident material growth. I think you're looking really good here. You're in a good, strong position. Yeah. And something may have been held up. And you're going to find out who was interfering in this situation, because there was somebody that was stabbing you in the back in this situation. But there's communication coming in here, and there's moving forward. It's going to take a little bit more time. Okay. I think, you know, you got a couple months here, and then you'll really see things move forward. Where communication was blocked, communication will open up. And I definitely feel like while you've been sort of operating as an independent energy here, you're looking good and you're being noticed. And you're not going to be in this independent energy for much longer. Give it a couple more months. I feel like somebody is going to be opening up communication with you. Some opportunity to come together with another, to align with another is coming in here. And this will move forward quickly. It's got like a momentum all its own. Let's do a kind of the deck. It's very like straightforward, simple, to the point for you here. Yeah, look at this. Strong action will be taken in this situation, and it will happen before winter solstice. I think when you receive this communication, or when you get talking to this person and you're connecting and things are moving forward, oh, this lights your fire. Like you're into this, like, and you feel really invigorated by this. This can also be a lot of good chemistry in the communication too. All right. Yeah, this is just the start here of communication. We do have a Page of Cups here, Piscean energy. And after that, we have the Two of Wands to the Six of Wands. All right. So this communication comes in. It may be somebody that you've dealt with in the past. Okay. I say that here because we have the Strength card. So often this can be something coming back around that maybe in the past it was kind of like, it just felt a little off. The timing was off, or there were elements in play in the situation that you just didn't feel right about moving forward with it. And there might have been some matters from the past that still needed to be cleared out and addressed before you finally felt like you were able to open up to this opportunity. But I feel like whatever felt off or just like a little iffy in the past is being cleared up here, because you're becoming aware of where the sabotaging element was in play, who was stabbing you in the back in this situation, okay? That's what actually opens up the road for you. And I like it because it brings a successful conclusion in the situation. And here is a brand new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. So I do see you will make an investment in whatever this connection is that's coming forward. And it's something that really lights you up. To me, it looks like it might be, honestly, like some kind of business opportunity. All right. That's what it looks like to me. It might even be something that has a little bit of a creative angle, or it involves you going to some kind of event. Like you might get an invitation to go to an event. For one reason or another, though, it might have been an opportunity that was thwarted in the past. You didn't understand why it didn't move forward back then. It might have just been a matter of timing, or there could have been a competitor in the situation that sort of like, you know, cut cut ahead of you in line, so to speak. If that's the case, I feel like it didn't go well for that individual. Their strategy didn't really pay off, okay? But it pays off for you big time because it leads you to some kind of long-awaited fulfillment here, all right? You're going to feel very gratified by how this turns out. It's sort of a turn the tables moment on whoever it was that swiped this opportunity for you. And I do see that you're transforming that cycle there, okay? You did cut off this character because you already had suspicions about them. That's what I got. You suspected their interference in something that you thought for sure it was going to move forward. You thought for sure there was going to be a new beginning in this situation. And for some of you, it could have been in a romantic opportunity, okay, that it looked promising and then it just heads south real quickly. There could have even been some work angle involved or creative project angle involved as well. Maybe you thought somebody was a good person to not only partner with romantically, but you also thought, hey, maybe we can, you know, work on a project together. Or you saw some kind of partnering on that level too. Whatever this is, though, where there was an unfair strategy employed by, it looks like somebody who is a bit competitive. They wanted to steal away an opportunity from you. This is being restored, right? Their blocking energy is still out there. In fact, this person may be keeping an eye on you. They know that this offer is going to get put back on the table for you. So they're trying to figure out how they can kind of like distract you from this or create some further confusion. They have a lot of anxiety around this opportunity coming your way, Virgo, I have to say, but I see this is coming into alignment for you. Look at this. You see? We got, actually it came out like that. We got these two energies paired here, okay? So there's something that was supposed to come together before, but it was held back. And now whoever was interfering in this process, like the truth is coming up and out. It gives you the strength to play your hand wisely. It puts a certain strategy in play that allows you to overcome what was creating illusion, confusion, and lost opportunities in this situation. It ends your worries. The communication kicks off here. There's investment. There's a bold start in a new direction, and you're effectively turning the tables in this situation. It looks really good, okay? It's like a little bit of an interesting read because it feels like a little bit of business and personal intermingled. So even if this is somebody that you're attracted to, I do feel like there's some kind of project that like springs off from your connection or something you two can build together on a career level, on a work level, or some kind of creative project, right? It looks really good for you and it is meant to come in and it will. 2/22/07 on the clock, right? Something that's meant to be earmarked for you by spirit. So you're just going to have to watch you do that victory lap, man. All right, Libra coming at 2/22/22. Whoa, talk about alignment. All right, Libra. Closing this read out strong. Big alignment energy coming in for you, Libra. It is the building block for your future, whatever this is, whoever you're coming into union with here. It's a big building block for your future. And you both feel it. It's not just on your end. So the two of you feel very in sync on this, whatever this is, Libra. This for any strong Libra placement, prominent placement in the 7th house, or if you are an Aries rising. So let's see what is coming in here for Libra. What is this synchronicity, this alignment, this kismet, whatever this partnership energy is, something is coming into alignment here for you. It feels perfect for two. It's a building block for the future. Ooh, but something's been terribly out of alignment here. And I feel like that's what's turning around. This is a time of indecision coming to an end. You're not going to feel confused anymore. And where two ships were passing in the night, they're coming into the same port. So this looks good. All right, let's check this out. Something's balancing out here finally. Ooh, something was a horrible karmic loop here, though. It feels like it's been going on for lifetimes, Libra. Maybe somebody was really undecided, too. They might have felt very confused. They may have been trying to make a choice between two. You could have been trying to make a choice between two. Something's becoming clear, okay? There is loss here as the basis of the matter. And it's interesting to me because in this particular image, there are two that were left out in the cold, okay? So two have felt this way. I feel whatever this is, you're mirroring another's experience. You both have felt injured in a situation. You both feel like you've been, left out of a situation, left out in the cold. And you've both felt like there's been great loss here, okay? Let's see what this is crossing energy. Look at that. Yes. Well, where you felt locked out, you got the keys to let you in, right? This is some kind of alignment coming in for two. And this is a big yes from Spirit on this. All right. This is an alignment that's meant to happen. You got a soulmate coming in here. You got a soulmate coming in. And Spirit is saying yes. And whatever was blocking the way here is being cleared out. And this is coming into alignment. We got Taurus energy here with the Hierophant. Right. Pretty simple, clean and clear. Let's do a cut of the deck, Libra. I mean, I don't know what to say. That doesn't get more direct than that. Again, big Taurus energy. Okay, we got King of Pentacles here. Opposite side, the Moon. Interesting. Okay, so there's been some kind of confusion in this situation. Something's been veiled. Something's been hidden in this situation. And you've been trying to find the way through, but what gives you the directions for finding the way through here requires that you don't trust what you see. It's about trusting what you feel. You need to allow your intuition to guide you in this situation. We got strong Pisces, Cancer energy coming in here with the Moon. We also have this lunar cycle is significant, okay? Very significant that's kicking off here. You're both going through a bit of an initiation, and it's a little bit of a rebirth energy. Something came to an end here. Scorpio energy. See, to me, this is like being initiated into the mysteries of Scorpio. It's coming in with the Scorpio New Moon. So this is a very important cycle for you. Something is coming to an end, so a transformation can happen and two can come into alignment here. And there's been a lot of arguments in this situation. You have really had to stand your ground, probably stand alone in a situation. There might be somebody coming to join your side to help you in a particular situation here. We have Queen of Wands energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? So yes, I do feel like whatever this is, you've kind of been taking a stand by yourself to close an old cycle out, an old karmic cycle out. You've been moving through this energy alone, really bringing your fire forward here, representing yourself. I think you've been having to sort of, stand up for yourself, maybe against a lot of opposition or resistance in a situation. But this is being brought to a close. It's like, put a fork in it. It is done. And we got the fixed signs involved there. So you could be bringing something to close with a Taurus, with a Scorpio, with a Leo, or with an Aquarius here. Whatever is being brought to a close here, though, is opening the road for you. And there's success on the other side. But I think you are ready to be done with this, whatever this is. You're standing up for yourself. You're not taking a stand for this. That's what I see. But it's from freeing yourself from this cycle and bringing an end to what feels like a lot of kind of backbiting behavior. You were dealing with some people who, were kind of, kind of taking jabs at you, behind your back. Untrustworthy energy. There's been a lot that's been concealed in this situation. Where things have been concealed, things are about to come to light, all right? And you got your manifestation coming in here big time. Ooh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You got a powerful manifestation coming in here. You will overcome whatever this was that challenged you. Wow, these are loaded cards, Libra. You will overcome whatever challenged you here. I do think that there's going to be somebody that tries to come along to try to tempt you back into this mess, okay? The situation is so boring now that you're no longer invested in it. Now that you started to, put your energy into yourself, you pulled away from whatever this confusion, illusion, backbiting behavior was. You've just been like really focusing on your work here. I see that. Where you've wanted to see more progress in your work is coming in. Give it about 8 weeks. Also, look for communications to pick up. You're not just moving things forward with your work. I also feel like you might do a little traveling. You might make a major move. You might make a major move in relation to your work because there's some opportunity that's put in your hands. I see you taking that action. This is something that definitely comes in the fall, okay? And it transforms everything for you. Also, this is something that is meant to come into alignment for you. It is the activation of your North Node, and you're making it happen. You are not staying in this old cycle. You are meant to transform your energy into the Empress, to rise up to that North Node and align with the Emperor. And that's what I feel is happening here. You're sort of freeing yourself from a karmic cycle that allows you to move independently up to meet with another eye to eye who knows how to share power, okay? So this is about you sort of coming into alignment with your equal. And there's something you are transforming here from the past. You finally have the strength to transform this. You're rising above the challenges that held you back in the past. For some of you, it was just not having the courage to really go after a dream and make it happen. But I see you're ready to execute this decision here. And you're ready to come into alignment with your true path, okay? You could also be coming into alignment with somebody who you dealt with in the past as well, with the King of Swords there. Sometimes the Magician can speak of a renewal energy. This could be another air sign energy. I pick up Aquarius quite strongly because of it coming in with the Magician there. So this could be a good partnership. Absolutely. It could bring you material advancement. It could gain you some entry into certain rooms, certain opportunities as well. I do feel like this is going to be offered. Okay, so there might be somebody that you worked with in the past is coming forward to put an offer on the table. They want to, give this another go. Is there a way for us to partner with each other and have this be beneficial for both of us? I think that you could, but this is what I want to say. If you do decide to partner with somebody on a project or on a business endeavor, retain your independence, okay? Because I do feel like there's a dream you're investing in here, and you want to stay invested in your dream because that's your destiny. And I feel like this partnering energy is speaking of Empress to Emperor. In other words, South Node on up to the North Node activation. Yes, it's 2:33:23 on the clock when I brought that in. So yes, that is the building block, okay? And it can be helpful to do some like one-off collaborations, all right? You might be getting involved in this a little bit. But see, the thing is that you don't want to get into any kind of binding agreement, all right, where you are going to be held back. You need to stay in your independent energy here because you are about to experience a major turn of fortune. This is when your destiny is activated. This is when your dream becomes possible here. I feel like what you're coming across, where you've been trying to build a track for yourself and you've been really focused on your work here, you're finding that secret sauce, like the hidden element that is the thing that really gives you traction here. It takes off. It brings you worldly advancement. This is 10th house activity activated. Okay, so I do feel like you're going to be known for this, whatever this is that you're coming into alignment with here. It's like coming into alignment with your dream. You're coming into alignment with your dream. That's what I feel. And I do feel there's like some kind of opportunity coming in with somebody you worked with in the past. And it can be mutually beneficial for both of you. But what I would say about this is don't get locked into a contract. Don't become business partners with them. Keep it more like a mutual promotion opportunity. That can work out good for you. I do feel like as you start to progress more towards your dream, and this looks like some kind of worldly advancement for you. So getting known for the work you do, getting traction with your work, your network expanding, your net worth expanding as well. I think that this character will want to rope you into, you know, like, hey, let's go into business together. But I think you need to just, you know, stay on your own track here. You will do much better operating on your own. That's where your success lies. Ted just shook his head yes there. That'll be in your best interest, okay? I think if you sign on the dotted line there where you felt like, you know, you lost out last time with this person, especially financially, this is a partnership that, you know, it could be a liability in some respect, and I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I see you wondering if you should invest in it, you know, this opportunity, and see, it puts you back in this place of indecision. Even if you take up this opportunity to become business partners with them, you know what happens? You end up going your own way again, okay? So just stay on your track here, because it looks like, what happened? What fell on the ground? Something just fell out of my hands. What is this? Oh yeah, no, don't sign on the dotted line. Don't sign any contracts, okay? You'll be trapped, okay? This will hold you back big time, okay? This fell on the ground, so they're like, foiled again, broad. Yeah, this looks good. This energy is good, okay? Don't get involved in this, all right? This person has hidden motivations. They see that you're advancing here. Something really is about to move forward very quickly for you. And if you like get into any kind of legally binding contract with this individual, oh, not good, man. It'll hold you back. And I'm gonna, you know, take a walk on the wild side right here. And I'm gonna say that includes marriage. Might want to hold off. Might want to hold off. Or you might want to consider a prenup, because that's the kind of success I see coming in here. All right, that's all I got for you. I hope you got some messages of worth and value there. I hope that you take full advantage of the transformational power that's on offer this lunar cycle. I have faith in you. You guys got what it takes, okay? There's a lot of positive energy here to work with. But it does require us to get to work. So let's not waste any time with that. Let's not put off today what will just be there gathering dust for all of our tomorrows if we don't activate it now, because it is the key to moving us forward. And you'll be happy with what comes into alignment if you just really get in it to win it, man. All right, let's make some magic happen.